Well, you know what? You also said with regards to that, I wasn't going to bring it up, but I remembered it because it was so good, so sweet, so delicious. Okay. You said in recruiting, more is or less is more. Okay.
Yeah.
That was somebody
Recruiting
said,
math.
look, someone said when these guys tell you that they've got a number, this is a hard search, so I'm going to put a number of agencies on it, just you say, look, okay, what you've got here is a bunch of companies that are just going to look for the low hanging fruit. Okay. And I'm going to be calling the exact same, we're all going to be calling the exact same people. In the end, if they can't find somebody real fast, they're going to put you on the back burner. Okay. Yep. If you take one recruiter, that recruiter can, it's worthwhile dedicating his or her time to the search because it's only them really. It's an exclusive, even if it's not retained, even if there's no money up front. And that's when Rich said in recruiting, less is more. I think that
more equals less.
More equals less. That's what exactly he said. And
do you agree still with what,
did I render what you said in
a comprehensible way? Simply put, as the more people working on the search, the less effort anyone's putting into the search. If you really want to get it filled, I understand not having just one recruiter working on it, as much as I'd love to say they should only have one. But if you have two recruiters that you trust, your partners with, maybe they're going to go to town for you. If you've got 5 or 6 or 7, low paying recruiters because they did it for 15%, 10%, those guys are jokes. They're gonna muddy the waters. They're gonna ruin the message. They're gonna say, "Oh, you're the 5th guy to call me on the search already. I'm not interested in this clown show." It's not a sexy opportunity at that point. So these companies keep shooting themselves in the foot. Like this role I turned down last week. The guy wanted, this is what started that whole chain, was the guy wanted a 6-month refund, 6 month money back guarantee. He wanted a low 20% fee, 6-month money back guarantee. And then I'm like, why? I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, oh, and I said, listen, I'm not the guy for the search fee because that's just, that's for loser recruiters that want to do that kind of work. But I'm like, I'm just curious, what happened that you think this is going to get you what you need? And he's like, well, I've gotten burned from recruiters in the past. And then so we went into the whole thing about, well, you got burned because you hired shitty recruiters because that's who's going to agree to these terms. And he's like, well, but I don't know you. I don't. And I'm like, he even said, he's like, you have to prove yourself to me. I'm like, I've been doing this for 27 years, placed 1,000 people. You're a Series A company just about to get their funding. I'm like, I got more status than you, quite frankly, in this particular case. But it was just like, the guy didn't get the fact that charging ridiculous rates and getting someone to do it isn't going to get it done. And then having a warranty, like 6 months, any recruiter that signs a 6-month replacement or refund for early stage software companies is insane because you have no control over anything. And why would you give your money back if someone's, giving you, has control of everything, comp counts, blah, 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 all this. I mean, that's just insane. That's bad business.
If what Rich is saying makes sense, how come he wasn't able to sway this person?
You're never going to win everything. I mean, the guy was.
You sound like you're making sense to me. But where did he not believe you? Where did he? When you said you're never going to get a good, why didn't you say, listen, 25-year-old punk? Because that's what it sounds like this guy is. Okay, listen, you punk. Call me back. After the search is still open 3 months.
That's how we left it. That's exactly how we left it. I'm like, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. I'm like, I told him flat out, I'm not interested in working on it. I'm not even interested in negotiating on this because we're so far apart, and because he was adamant that this is what his terms were. And I'm like, that's fine. I just wanted to give him a little advice. And when you're ready, let me know. But you may get lucky, but you're not going to build your team doing this. Because I know you go into the pitch of, all right, well, listen, why don't you just put your software into my company? I'll take a look at it for 6 months. Services, install it, teach me how to use it. Maybe I use it, maybe I don't. But then 6 months, I can decide I don't want it. I'm like, you can do that? He's like, oh, God.
Okay, but hold on a second. You just said maybe he might get lucky. Okay, do you ever try to verify what you said? Will you check back with this guy in 3 months and see if he did get lucky? And then if he is able to get lucky multiple times, which would prove you wrong? I mean, you're talking a good line. I'm impressed. I feel like I'm stupid and you're smart and I should listen to you. But this kid didn't listen to you.
Well, this kid, first of all, he was like a 50-year-old guy too.
Okay.
But secondly, you may get lucky. All right. But in 3 months, it'll be, let's see if that guy's still employed in 6 months, or does this guy fire that guy in month, 5, day 29?
Okay, so you're not worried about him anymore. You're talking about the recruiter getting screwed. Okay,
well, I think
you shifted around. You shifted first. You're saying you can't build a company like that.
Well,
you can't build a team like that. Now you're saying it's not worthwhile for the recruiter. Before you were talking, it's not worthwhile for the company. Do you see everybody? Do you see what I'm doing?
Yes, you see animals twisting himself in circles.
No,
gonna give himself a hernia
at all.
Before it wasn't worth signing that contract as a recruiter. What good recruiter would work on those terms?
Okay, that's a separate issue. You said it's not good for his company.
It's not good for his. It's not. It's not good for his business because he is going to have a bad recruiter sending his message into the market, putting his name into the market, and it's going to be some bumbling moron who doesn't know how to get anything done. How does that help that company? What A player is he going to attract to be the first guy in to sell this guy's software? You got to remember, this is a seed round, budget fledgling Series A company. That means they have like not even $1 million in revenue. All right. So he's just worried about preserving cash and capital. And, those are hard searches to do. You're not, so it doesn't make any sense to sign agreements like that, especially when they themselves wouldn't turn around and sign the same thing. If I said, and
that's what you meant. Give us your software for 6 months and I'll see if I like it. If not, screw you. Right.
He laughed. He got it. He got the point, but he wasn't about to change his stance because he needs the money. So
and how did you happen to get in touch with this fellow?
I did a LinkedIn campaign and he responded.
What's that? What's a LinkedIn campaign for you?
Just sending messages out, marketing messages.
Oh, or LinkedIn automation? Did you use automation?
Yeah, some of it.
What tool?
Say that. I'm not saying. I'm gonna shut up.
Oh, you're not supposed to say. Okay.
Yeah. No, but there's a million different tools, whether it's Ulink or.
Yeah, but Ivan was saying he doesn't like to use them because he doesn't want to go to LinkedIn jail, and he says that
you got to be careful. You can't do tons, but there's so many programs out there. Some are better than others, I think, but LinkedIn you got to be super careful about.
Okay. So, anybody else want to talk to Rich or raise an issue of their own? Because I got a million things to talk about.